not the worst advice I've ever taken. When me and my wife first got married, it was our first Valentine's Day as a married couple, and I wanted to do something sweet for her, you know. So I went to work, I started bouncing ideas off of coworkers. I'm like, what should I do? This dude comes up, he's like, surprise her with a vibrator. And I was like, I don't know. I was thinking about just taking her to the Cheesecake Factory. He was like, yeah, do that, then surprise her with a vibrator. And I was like, how do you even do that? You know, like, how do you surprise somebody with a vibrator? Just wait till they go to sleep, spread their legs, and zap them in the fucking dinner. Yeah. Oh, I did. I took his advice, you know. I was like, fuck it, I went to this sex store. This is when I was 19, okay? Long before I sold my soul to Adam and Eve. Used to see us 50% off. So I went in there cocky as shit, you know. I'm like, give me the most expensive vibrator you got. Which, by the way, is great advice if you're trying to turn your pussy into the Grand Canyon, okay? This lady starts pulling out lawn equipment, fucking weed eaters and chainsaws with dicks on the end of them. I was like, nah, that ain't gonna work. You got something smaller than that? Motherfucker pulls out a broom handle. I was like, lady, I'm just trying to get my wife off. I'm not putting her in the Quidditch World Cup. She's like, what are you saying? I'm like, I still want to play on this playground from time to time. Ain't trying to demolish it. So then she pulls out this silver bullet, okay? If you don't know what that is, just like a really small vibrator, okay? And I'm like, yeah, that's what she's used to. Box it up, Donna. So she's wrapping this shit up. I'm like, it's supposed to be a surprise. So like, should I just give it to her, let her put it in, or should I put it in? And the lady was like, no, don't let her do it. It would be way harder if you put it in yourself. And I was like, no, shit. And she's like, yeah. And I was like, all right. So I get home, and I realized that when this lady said, you should put it in yourself, she didn't mean you should put it in yourself. You want to talk about ruining a fucking night. It felt like I was sitting on Pinocchio's face while he was having a fucking seizure and lying his ass off. It was like Jiminy Cricket took 30 milligrams of Adderall doing P90X in my asshole. My wife sees me in clear distress. There's a cord hanging out of my ass. She's like, you want me to pull it out? And I'm just like, not yet. When she did it real slow too. I can hear her behind me. She's like, there's a snake in my boot. I said, what the fuck was that? She's like, I'm sorry, it was a Toy Story reference. Like, yeah, no shit, I know what it was. She's like, don't feel embarrassed. At least you can tell your friends you took a bullet from me. You think I was mortified? No, you should have seen the motherfuckers in the Cheesecake Factory.